Sir, good afternoon. This is Dr. Sudhakar here,
Acha,
Minister of
Doctor.
Medical.
Oh, Doctor Sudhakar, how are you?
Sir, I am fine, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Day and night
Thank
COVID
you.
only.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So-
we have been receiving lot of support, lot of motivation, and lot of. I think you have been giving lot of guidelines time to time, and so that we are trying to do our best, sir. Sir, good afternoon to Shri Ashwini Kumar Chaube ji, sir also, sir.
Namaskar.
And Madam Preeti Sudhat ji.
So, Dr. Sudhakar, thank you, you and all your officers and all the collectors and all. So, I had just briefly mentioned that right now, as per my information, 21 out of your 30 districts in Karnataka are affected. And recently you had one affected district, that was Haveri, where you had 2 cases, and your total cases have been till now 705, and unfortunate deaths 30. The doubling rate right now is 22 days, which is very good, and you have already done some 93,535 testings, where the positivity rate is 0.79%. But the case fatality rate is slightly higher than the whole country's rate, that is about 4.2%. But the good thing that I have been saying that on record all over the country with all the other health ministers also, and I said that on television also on 2-3 places, that for the SARI and ILI samples that you tested in non-affected districts, that is, I think, a great achievement on part of Karnataka. I feel so happy about it. So I was just looking at the numbers. In different districts, you have tested 2,460 in one district, 3,567 in another one. There is one district where you have tested 7,955. Then another district 1392, then 12, yani 2512, then another district 6892, then also 1826 in another district, then another district 6286, and then one more district I saw 5634. I think this is a fantastic performance. I don't see that any district or any state in the country matches this type of effort. So I must laud your efforts on record, and I have been saying that to everyone that Karnataka and one of your neighboring state, Odisha, has also done quite well, but they have also not tested SARI and ILI the way you have tested. And the very fact that all these cases that you have done in the unaffected districts have been negative, that is also a very heartening thing, and it gives us a lot of confidence that we are doing quite well. I have been told that there is a little bit of slight surge in your latest problem in your state. It pertains to Belgavi and Kalburgi, where there has been a slight surge. So probably we need some active control there. That's what is required. I would only say that continue with this SARI and ILI thing in a big way. And also I have to mention that this Devin Gary was I think free, but recently you had one nurse who traveled there, and then related to that you traced 76 contacts, and out of that 37 were found positive. So that also speaks volumes about the proactive approach that you have been adopting. So we are very happy with what the Karnataka government and the health ministry is doing there. So what we have planned is that we have 2 small presentations here, one from the chief of NCDC Dr. Sujit Singh, the National Center for Disease Control, they monitor everything, surveillance, etc., in the whole country. And then there will be another small presentation from Dr. Manohar Agnani, one of our joint secretaries, who is going to focus on non-COVID issues right now so that they do not get ignored during this COVID-19 thing. So after that, our plan is that we would love to go to some of these collectors, just hear them from the field, and then maybe finally you can sum up, and then we go back after this meeting with our duty also further defined, what we need to do for you and for the state of Karnataka. So that's how we have planned it. So I am now requesting Dr. Sujit Singh to just show that presentation.
Thank you, sir. Respected Honorable Minister, sir, Honorable Minister Ashwini Chaudhary, Honorable Joint Secretary Sri Manohar Agnani, sir. I just run through a very small presentation. As sir has already highlighted, out of 705 cases which have been reported from the state, there are 12 cases, the new cases which are reported. 21 are the affected districts out of 30. One new district have been affected recently. And if we see the growth rate, which is coming to 3.2%, this is quite satisfying. And the sample positivity rate has also been 7.9, and altogether 93,000 samples have been collected. There have been 7 important districts which are right now having large concentration of cases that indicate that these are the districts which have to be focused for further active cases, have to be continued further, so that any new case which is there due to hidden transmission gets detected at the first possible opportunity, so that further transmission from that case doesn't occur. If we go further with regard to the district-wide distribution, we can see that majority of the cases have been contributed by Bangalore Urban. There are 106, and that if we total it again, Mysore and Bangalore, these are the two areas, maybe because of the travel-related aspect, the initial cases were reported from these 2 districts as well. But if we just try to see the trajectory of the same, we'll see that out of the total cases of country, only very few percentage has been reported from Karnataka state. There are active cases, only 308, that shows a very good recovery rate, and we can see that the green zone, which is active, is also showing little bit flattening, sir. So that is a good sign that if we see that the recovery, this active case is going in a more or less uniform way, that shows that very soon the state will achieve a good state where the number of cases which are appearing new will be low level cases, and then we can say that some transmission of the hotspot has been contained to a large extent. If we try to analyze the 30 deaths which have occurred in all of the Karnataka, we see that 6 deaths have been in Bangalore Urban and Kalburgi, then 4 in Devangeri. So if we see the other deaths, around 70% of the deaths are over 60 years, and 9 are between the 40 and 60 years of age, and altogether 53% definitely had some kind of comorbidity. There is a little bit high case fatality rate, as we mentioned by sir, and there are one death which is 40 years of age, and there is 11% are above 60 years. If we just try to see the comparison between the various areas, which are Mysore, Bangalore Urban, and then Bijapur, Gulbarga, which is now called Kalburgi, and then Belgavi. Here we can see that the doubling rate is definitely on a positive side, but 7-day average growth rate has been around 3.8. So sir, this if we combine the doubling rate and the 7-day growth rate, we find that the growth is more or less stationary in all of the Karnataka. In the various active, we have just tried to compare 5 important cities where the maximum number of cases are being concentrated. Next please. If we see the sample collection, this has been quite a good example of sample collection, and we see 2 important areas like Davangere, where 4.5% sample positivity has been noted, and this is important because the sample collection has been only 963, and out of that the positivity is quite high. Similarly, we see the high positivity in another area, that is Vijaypura, where also 2.13 as compared to other parts of this. But yes, this gives us an alarm that more samples from these areas need to be collected so that we can have a fairly good satisfaction that no other case, hidden case or transmission is there in that area. One important area, I think Yadgiri, this is an area where we don't have a confirmed case, but the SARI positivity was there, so we can have a look at that also. Next. This is the Yadgiri which I was trying to mention, that one SARI case has been indicated as positive, and at that point of time no other case was there in the particular district. So in this particular district there is a need for the state to have more sample collection, particularly from the area where the SARI case emerged. So that can give us some indication that or satisfaction that after testing more samples, if we don't find any positivity, then definitely we are on good side. This is what we are highlighting everywhere, and sir has just now highlighted that the samples which have been collected from the non-affected district is definitely a reason for us to be satisfied that all the districts which are not affected are having sample collection more than 1,000. We are recommending around 250 samples from each district, but this is state has done fairly well in this particular area. And out of these, another area of satisfaction is none of the samples has been found to be positive. So we can have fairly good satisfaction that as far as the progress disease is concerned, there is no fresh case which has been reported through this SARI or ILI surveillance. I'd like to highlight 2-3 things. Number one, the districts which have not reported any case in the last 28 days, there are 3 districts, and in these 3 districts also, sir, SARI and ILI has also been conducted and not found positive. So these 3 districts, we can say, after 28 days also, they are not having any SARI or ILI or this. So the state is doing a good job that they are continuing the SARI and ILI not only in the non-affected but affected district as well after their completion of 28 days of last case. Similarly, there is one district which is Bangalore Rural, which has not reported any case during this, and here also they have collected SARI and ILI. This is another area, sir, by which we can compare that on 14th of April, the state was having 20 affected districts, and only one new district has been added to the state, whereas if we compare with the other states, a lot of new districts have become either re-infected or after the first clearance. So this is only one district which has been reported after this, and Davangere is one district which has been, again it has become re-infected after 31 days. So this is an area of concern, as you have rightly mentioned. This is through a travel-related dispute to a healthcare worker, where around 76 contacts were traced by the state, and they could find around 37 positive. So this is an area where these 37 need to be further tracked to look into some kind of secondary transmission from these contacts, so that the chain of transmission is further tracked to the last end. This is just to show that Belgavi, which is the area where a lot of Tabligis went there, and out of the 2 Tablighi which went there, the total contacts which turned out to be positive was 38, sir. So this is an area where it shows that how well the contact tracing has been done in the state, and they could detect the secondary contact from the 2 Tablighis which went into the district, and that's a good thing. And now the state, the district is not reporting any further cases. So this is only 1 or 2 cases per day, so that's quite a satisfying case. Next is the Bangalore urban. This is an area of concern, and the state definitely needs to continue active case search in this particular district, particularly in the hotspot areas. Hotspot areas, they have done demarcated very good containment zones, and here most of the cases are in the high rise and all spread in many areas, from radiating from the central into the peripheral areas as well. So in Mysore, there were 74 cases in one cluster that was related to the jubilant generic pharmaceutical industry, and that whole cluster was confined to that or related to that only, and there are no new cases from Mysore after 29th of April, after this cluster was successfully contained. So Mysore is also, which is reporting second highest number of cases after Bangalore urban, has also also been contained, and hopefully they will not be. Now there are 8 or 9 days since the last case reported. The health facilities there, Karnataka is having good health facilities, and most of the facilities are covered well, and the state does not have any kind of shortage. So some of the issues which we would like to highlight, that the state is doing a good job, so they should continue SARI surveillance. This will help them to have early warning as far as any hidden transmission is there in that. Random samples also they can do after this SARI, they can target the fever and high risk cases in the high risk category cases, particularly in the hotspot area. The health facilities can be alerted that if they note any rise in fever cases or ARI cases, then they can target this. One important area is the data on the COVID portal, which has to be daily validated, and if any discrepancy is there, then it has to be notified to the ICMR and to the Ministry of Health simultaneously, so that appropriate correction from our end can be simultaneously done, and the data is reflected uniformly and it is compiled at the national level, so that the districts which are red or which are orange can be properly done with away as far as the mechanism is concerned. Next. We just want to highlight that in Bangalore rural there are active cases 9, but the ICU bed shown in that is not, there is no ICU bed. But still I can understand that in Bangalore city there must be many facilities, so it hardly makes any difference as far as Bangalore rural is concerned. In the whole of Karnataka there are 475 active cases which are there, and the bed availability is also quite good, and we see the utilization that is also quite nice. So the state has got very good surge capacity in case there is some rise or any anticipated rise. Thank you.
Dr. Manohar.
Thank you, sir. So, taking the advantage of some of the district collectors also sitting there, I'll make a very small presentation on importance of essential services to be continued. We are doing a great work in terms of the COVID management, but if we see the data of HMIS, which is our Health Management Information System, next week, is showing that some of the services in Karnataka are showing a decline in comparison to March of 2019. So if you see this slide, the institutional deliveries which were there around 80,817 in 2019, 2020 is showing 11% decline. 9.1% are showing decline in pregnant women receiving 4 or more ANC. Next slide, also showing, next please, OPD decline, IPD decline, NCD OPD decline. Inpatient is of course showing some increase, and patient registered at emergency department and lab tests are also showing decline. So my request is, go back. So my request is to kindly give a focus to reproductive, maternal, newborn, child health, nutrition, malnutrition, blood collection, transfusion, chemotherapy, dialysis. All these need attention, and for all these to be done effectively, ICMR has released protocols for testing, and also recently the ministry has issued guidelines on rational use of PPEs for non-COVID hospitals. Next slide, I just want to focus on Health and Wellness Center. Karnataka has done a very good work in terms of Health and Wellness Center. So request is to do comprehensive primary health care through this Health and Wellness Center, especially a focus on NCDs with hypertension and diabetes, because we can see a correlation, comorbidities in terms of outcomes of COVID-19 in general. And temporary HR can be recruited because now HR requirement is more, NHM funds can be used. We'll also request the timely payment of the salaries and incentive to all workers, including ASHAs who are basically working on incentive, and also the primary healthcare team. We should also ensure adequate stocks of the essential medicines. We recommend 3 months. Doorstep delivery can also be thought of for engaging volunteers and providing essential services. Telemedicine is very important, and we strongly recommend that for OPD services, if we can strengthen our telemedicine services, we can have reduced rush on the OPDs of the hospitals, which could be COVID-related hospitals as well. A small request on grievance redressal mechanism through helplines. We are catering through 1075 to all COVID-related concerns, queries, but it is being felt that there are being some concerns about grievances related to essential services are not getting those priorities which they should get. So my request would be if you can strengthen 104 centers also, if you can increase agents there. A small request on TB diagnosis, we are showing some decline. If you see this slide, on the third column we have given the targets for April 2020 and the achievement in the next column. What we are seeing is 68% progress in public facilities and 36% only with the private sector, and overall the performance is 56%. So private sector in all services is very, very important. And if we see the last column, please go TV. If we see the last column, a comparison of January to April performance in tuberculosis in comparison to last year, there is a 23% decline, both putting public and private together. So my request would be that tuberculosis essential services go back. We need to give a lot of focus on that, and also survey of the TB cases should be done along with the search for ILIs and SARIs, and prohibition of spitting in public places is the new thing which we are saying. Vector-borne diseases are very important in these months, so IRS for malaria should be taken care of. My last slide is on funds. I am happy to say that on the funds which were released for COVID management in financial year 19-20 and 2021 have been transferred from State Treasury to State Health Society. However, there is a small share of the state share which is showing pendency of 72.9 crores. FMR and provisional usage we have not received, and some of the money which is 11.12 crore which was transferred from GOI to the State Treasury is still required to be transferred to State Health Society. Thank you very much.
So, Dr. Sudhakar, before I hear you, I would like to hear these three collectors from Bengaluru Urban and Mysuru and Belagavi. So if we can request them, the Bengaluru Urban collector.
Sir, Bangalore for BBMP, sir, we have a special commissioner, Ravi.
Okay, Commissioner, Mr.
Yeah,
Commissioner.
Dr. Ravi will speak.
Yes, of course, Commissioner, sorry.
So good evening, sir. So talking about the ways and means of management of COVID cases in Bangalore city is concerned, as you notice, substantial number of cases of the state came from Bangalore city, and as advised, the containment zone protocol, sir, demarcating area around the positive case whenever we find a case. Now this containment zone demarcation and enforcement of all containment measures has been strictly done in Bangalore, sir. Sir, the reflection of the same can be found in the fact that more number of cases were found in the containment zone than in the general population, which indicates that the disease could be contained in limited geographical space. Bangalore city has 198 wards, sir. These are administrative units of the city. Now out of 198 wards, 48 wards were affected, and out of those 48 wards, it was just 2 wards that had majority of the cases, one because of the TJ incidents and another because there was a migrant labor who contracted the infection from unknown source, and since after the lockdown they were staying in very close proximity, so many got infected. Now these are the 2 reasons why in 2 wards we had majority of the cases. So the containment zone protocol has been strictly followed in Bangalore. Secondly, sir, talking about the primary and secondary contacts, wherever we found that the primary or secondary contacts cannot be quarantined in their homes, where we found that the home quarantine may fail because of slums or because of the dwellings being such that people tend to move out, we shifted them to hotels. So we had identified hotels, and institutional quarantine was strictly executed wherever it was difficult to enforce the home quarantine. Sir, if we have to say, we are interested in home quarantine, but wherever the situation warrants, because of the difficulty, we are going in for institutional quarantine, sir. So the concerns that we wish to express, one is, sir, the color coding which the MHA has done. The entire district of Bangalore has been painted red, whereas out of 198 wards of Bangalore urban body, it is just 48 wards, which means that 150 wards hitherto are untouched by COVID. But all other restrictions, because after May 17th, whatever decision comes up, if the decision for the Bangalore city is based on, in general, obtaining cases from the city instead of these geographical units or subcategories, I think it will be slightly difficult for non-COVID management, sir. So that is one request that we need to we wish to extend, sir. Rest other things, sir, we have been doing it, sir, and now the international passengers are coming. Whatever Government of India has advised, like ensuring that 100% they going for institutional quarantine, that we are doing. Interstate protocol is being followed, sir. One request from my side, sir. So with your permission, so there are two components to COVID management. One is containment of the transmission so that the infection doesn't spread. Second is the clinical management. In clinical management, again, there is a preclinical management wherein we want to actively identify those cases who move from ILI to SARI. And for that, sir, pulse oximeter monitoring of cases, even at the home level, a person who is symptomatically treated for ILI, if he happens to have any comorbid condition, if he is monitored through a pulse oximeter, much before there is clinical deterioration, a person realizes that the oxygen saturation is dropping. With this, sir, the advantage would be tomorrow when the lockdown opens, when many people think of, when it becomes difficult to contain or identify the cases, SARI management and pre-SARI management, that is identifying that a person is going for SARI, will be the crux of COVID management tomorrow, sir. Now that for that, whether the state gives pulse oximeter or we educate people that they themselves monitor their condition. Now that is one thing we need to think of, sir, before the May 17th lockdown opens, that all ILI cases who have comorbid conditions, especially pregnant ladies, especially, yes sir, especially people with other COPD conditions, they can self-monitor, which happens in many COPD. The pulmonologists rather suggest the patients to monitor the oxygen saturation at home level, sir. Now that is one request from Bangalore city. Rest everything we are following the directions of Honorable Minister, sir, and Honorable ACS, sir. Thank you.
So, can we hear Mesuru now?
Sir, and DHO, sir, Dr. Venkatesh. DC, sir, is not there, sir. Our ADC madam is there, sir.
No problem.
ADC madam there, sir.
No problem. Let her continue. No problem.
Yes, sir, our Mysore, we had 90 cases, sir, out of which 74 were from Jubilant, sir. Initially, we had two international visitors, sir. So we found positive on 20th of March. Then on 26th, we had Jubilant worker. So there was no travel history, sir. So it started with him. Then it was from there it started. Then we reached around 90 cases, sir. So all were treated, sir. Only 7 are left now, sir. And 7 are remaining, and still we are testing them. Some are becoming positive, sir, even after repeated this one. First sample will be positive, negative, or the first sample will be positive. In these cases, they are repeatedly positive, and we are treating all the patients well, sir. And our containment zone, we have we had 40 containment zones, sir. From Mysore and from Nanjangud, sir. And the containment team have done an excellent job. There is no fresh cases since 29th of April, sir.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, and can we have someone from Belagavi?
Sir, Belgavi was not invited, sir. Sir, what has happened, sir? In this video conferencing, only the districts which were depicted as red last week by the Government of India, sir, only those were invited, sir.
Okay, it's perfectly all right. So, do we have Bengaluru rural? Rural is there? Bengaluru?
Sir, let me tell you, sir. Sir, Bangalore rural, it's been labelled as red zone. Unfortunately, fortunately for Karnataka, sir, there is no case in Bangalore rural.
Oh, okay.
But
So
still it is labelled as a red zone.
Don't worry, we'll correct it. Don't worry.
Sir, there are districts like Belagaum, Kalburgi, Bagalkot, Vijaypura, Davangere. which are all above 50 till 90 cases. These were all labeled as orange zones.
Okay.
Am I right? Yes. So, and active cases also, sir, it starts from 20 to 48 cases in each and every district. So, we have about 7 districts, sir, which have positive cases which are above 50.
Okay.
So, this is the situation, sir. But I would like to bring to your notice, sir, that we have been strongly adhering to the principles of 4 T's. Tracing, tracking, testing and treatment. Regarding treatment, sir, as you rightly pointed out, even we are not happy with the kind of mortality rate in Karnataka. With all our best efforts, we are not able to, save the lives, sir, in those 30 deaths, what has already, I think you have gone through. But we have started implementing this telemedicine and tele-ICU also, sir. For the first time, last month only, we got in tele-ICU with panel of experts from 7 fraternities, and they are working under one senior IAS officer who is also a medical doctor under his supervision and surveillance. So we have 4 shifts working as a central ICU, sir, that is tele-ICU, who are time to time monitoring across the state, sir. Across the state, they are in touch with all those doctors who are treating and ensuring the best treatment protocol is followed, uniform protocol is followed. But unfortunately, some patients, sir, as you know, they are coming in a very last stage, or they are brought dead. One thing I would like to place on record, sir, Karnataka government, every number that we have given is very genuine and authenticated, sir. We have not hidden any number that to fabricate, or we want to show some rosy picture to the nation. We are showing to the nation as it is. So this is one thing, sir. Secondly, regarding the PPE and masks, sir, we have been buying from our own sources also, and I think the government of India has recently sent us about 26,000 in number. Regarding the triple layer masks, we have got enough numbers, sir. 9 lakh has arrived already. Our Chief Minister, sir, specially is taken lead from the front and is leading us. So we are ensuring life and livelihood is managed and given due importance, sir. So the technology, since we are known to be a Silicon City of Bangalore, so we have used technology to our best advantage. Along with Arogya Setu app, we have also come out with the Apta Mitra, sir, which works like a telemedicine. So now the challenge for us, sir, is the movement, that the release of this lockdown has happened since last 3 days. The interstate movement and those travelers who are coming from abroad. We have an estimate of about 6,500 people who will be landing in Bangalore and Mangalore in the next 3 to 4 weeks, sir. So we have made enough arrangements. The preparedness, we have had a very lengthy discussion with our ACS, and we have also a task force in place, sir, where myself, Health Minister and Home Minister and one Deputy Chief Minister is also part of that task force committee along with the Honorable Chief Secretary as well. So we are ensuring that the preparedness in specially organizing the beds, preparing the beds, sir. So on an average, every district hospital, we are trying to equip 125 beds with a high flow oxygen. Similarly, we are also doing it, percolating down to taluk hospitals as well as community health centers. So in fact, yesterday in the meeting, one of the colleagues were saying even PHC should have at least 5 beds with high flow oxygen. That is the kind of preparedness we are all gearing up, sir. So, sir, regarding the testing, sir, we were having 2 labs in the February first week, sir. Today we have about 32 labs, which includes 10 labs from the private people and 22 is from our government institutions, medical colleges also. As a medical education minister, sir, I have already told all the 60 medical colleges in Karnataka, government and private medical institutions to set up a lab. By May end, we have given a target, sir. I think we will definitely reach 60 labs, setting up of 60 labs by the end of May. So thanks to ICMR also, sir, they have been very helpful in setting up these labs. The only request I would like to make, sir, since the numbers of the labs are going up, the number of tests also every day has increased to almost more than 5,000 tests per day. So the number of RNA extractor tests, that kits we don't have enough, sir. Actually we have only for one more day. So I really honestly request your ministry, sir, that if ICMR is given a direction to provide us more numbers of these testing kits, that will be very helpful, sir. At least estimate from me.
ಅದೇ ನಮಗೆ 10 days requirement 50,000
Sir, at least if 50,000 such kits are provided, sir, it will be enough for about next 7 days, sir.
Okay.
So this is one urgent requirement for us, sir. The remaining things, I think we are following all your directions and guidelines.
So, thank you, Dr. Sudhakar. I think you have given a good description of. We are already following upon all these issues, and I am happy that you are further augmenting your lab testing facility from 32 labs to 60 labs by the end of this month. You already know that we have already reached a capacity of 95,000 tests per day. Today we are almost testing like 80-85,000 tests in a day. And there is we have made adequate arrangements for now. Our target was like 1 lakh tests per day by the end of this month, but we have already reached that almost that number much earlier. So you have flagged this issue about the kits and all. We'll flag it to ICMR also, but through the normal route also, you get all of them from depot and all. So you just flag it there also. We'll in our meeting in the evening with ICMR, we'll certainly take care of this issue. I have, you see...
One small issue, sir.
Yes.
One important issue that I would like to bring to your attention. There are 2 Roche machines in a global village. It's a gated community development in Mysore Road in Bangalore, sir.
Yeah.
Where there is a IT facility where it dwells about 50,000 people who are working there, but there are number of blocks. So in this particular block, we have 2 machines of Roche, which belongs to, I think, ICMR, which has a testing capacity of one machine having a capacity of 5,000 and another one is 1,500 per day, sir. So if these 2 machines get activated, per day we can do 6,500 tests in a single day, sir, at one facility. So the only technical hitch what we have, sir, ICMR wants these machines to be placed there only in the existing area. But unfortunately, those owners of that facility, Accenture company, they are requesting us to shift those equipments to either our PMC college and NIMANS. So if your kind self, sir, permits us to shift those machines to these 2 institutions of the government, then definitely, sir, our numbers, testing facility will really enhance to a greater heights.
See, I may not be able to right now comment about it, but yes, you can ask.
Just let me know, is this machine, sir, in the private sector?
No, madam, I am told this belongs to ICMR.
Should I explain?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, this machine, see this Accenture develops software for Roche company. So in that connection, these two machines have been kept in this Accenture's campus on the first floor. So as far as we know, ma'am, this belongs to Roche only. They have kept it there. So earlier ICMR informed us. So we made the arrangements to shift these machines, one each to NIMHANS and Bangalore Medical College. But subsequently we were told that we cannot shift them. We have to use it there only. So right now, as the Honorable Minister has said, locally this Accenture company and others also, because about 50,000 persons work there, they are little afraid. They are telling, okay, why you do the test here, you shift it. That is one problem, ma'am. And second problem is that both the machines are not working, but one machine will start to work in couple of days and another machine will start working in about 10 to 15 days time.
You know,
During this period,
see, Javed, these machines are as big as a truck. If this is that Roche machine, it's as big as a truck. So you will need to have that platform, you need to have everything that is required. So maybe that's why ICMR has not cleared it. Let me check with ICMR has, is there anybody from ICMR? They are not on video. They are not on the video. So sir, I'll check it with them and we'll let you know.
So we'll also flag this issue again with ICMR.
Yes, sir.
But as
Thank you, sir.
as the health secretary has informed you, you see this is a big cumbersome process. We are handling that in New Delhi in our NCDC, and it's almost 10 days that we have not been able to install a machine because it's a very big process. That may be the reason why ICMR and all. So just I wanted to check with you. You see, you were mentioning about these PPEs and all. So I was looking at the dashboard.
Sir, ICMR is not connected, sir.
Anyway, let me check, Dr. Sudhakar. On my dashboard, I can see that we have given some 38,900 PPEs to Karnataka and also 1,24,835 and 95 masks. So in case you need more, you just let us know. We'll take care of this requirement. We are making enough in the country now. Almost 2 to 3 lakhs per day. We are now many of the states are telling us that we don't have place to keep them. So please don't send them to us. So in case you need them, please make sure that you are informing us about it. Most of the things I think we have discussed. Just to once again highlight that Arogya Setu app we are pushing very aggressively. We want, you see, if more and more people are downloading it, it ensures that we are strengthening the security of the country overall. That part, and then you have to now, it has been highlighted by you also, some 6,000, 7,000 people coming from abroad, and maybe you have some issues about these migrant laborers also. So we all have to be cautious about those issues. Sorry, ILI, I don't have to say anything to you because you are already doing so much, but for other districts also, take care that all these issues are taken care of properly. I think...
Sir, lastly, sir.
Yes.
Sir, lastly, regarding the treatment protocol, sir,
yes.
I think you are already aware that it is not just because of the lung issue. Initially, it starts with the CVS problem.
Yes.
So, some expert friends of mine are advising that we should start anticoagulants also.
Yeah,
It could be aspirin or any heparin based.
Let me inform
I
you
would
about.
only request you to consider and discuss with the better experts there.
Let me inform you about this. That there was a news which got circulated in the WhatsApp about some opinion of some doctors in Italy who they had done some postmortems, and then
Autopsy, yes, sir.
yes, they had mentioned that it was because of that intravascular coagulation and all. So right now we have a small committee here under Dr. V.K. Paul who are looking at this issue, and if there is a need for a guideline etc., we'll certainly do that. But for the time being, let me inform you that for all the doctors, like you have this group in Karnataka, similarly for all the doctors who are treating COVID in the country, we have a direct contact line with them for with the doctors in All India Institute, New Delhi. So there is a 24/7 facility, so you can make sure that they are in touch with the AIIMS doctors also for all these cases. But as you have rightly said, that those who come late to the hospital or maybe towards the fag end of their illness, then they only get this. So the ultimately the best way is, the best way to handle is to, you have yourself said about these 4 T's. So early testing, early catching them early, and taking them early to the hospital. That's the ultimate answer. So I think most of the things that we needed to discuss we have covered. So 24/7 we are available for you. Anything, just convey our good wishes to all your colleagues, your core group ministers, and of course particularly to Shri Yadurappa ji is also leading from the front. We keep following what he is doing. So just convey my good wishes to him and all your colleagues. So thank you so much. ICMR,
Thank you,
just hold on for a second. I can see that probably ICMR has also joined. ICMR, is there somebody from ICMR?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I am representing Professor Bhargava from ICMR.
I am now asking Dr. Sudhakar, our medical education minister from Karnataka. He is going to flag 2 issues related to ICMR just now, and just listen to them. If you have the ready-made answer, just give it right now. Otherwise, take them to Dr. Bhargav and get back to Karnataka minister in the evening. Dr. Sudhakar, Dr. Sudhakar, please.
Sir, I have listened.
Achha, you have.
I have listened to this.
So you.
Because I was part of the.
So you please reply to the 2 issues that have been flagged by him.
Yes, sir. Please give me a minute, sir. As far as Dr. Sudhakar additional kits are concerned, you can request all the ICMR depots which is in Karnataka, and they will supply you as many kits as you need. So there is no issue of the kits. You just need to raise the demand with depots. And as far as the machines with Accenture is concerned, sir, as Secretary Ma'am has rightly pointed out, these are very huge machines, and we had a word with parent company Cobas. They cannot be shifted from there because given their sheer size, and it will involve lot of damage to the equipment. That is why the decision was taken to run the machines there in the Accenture facility itself. But we are still in conversation with Cobas and the parent company, and if something can be done, we will definitely do that. I hope it helps, sir.
Yeah, if it can't be shifted, we will try to, use the facility there only, sir.
Sir, I suggest
Yes, sir.
let's start using it. And in fact, this issue I think was raised earlier by Javed to me long time back. I had suggested कि उसमें triage different कर दो. Just have a different triage, and there is nothing to worry about it, sir. We carry the samples. We carry the samples in BTMs, so there is no leakage.
Yeah, madam.
Like that. So
Unfortunately, the people there, sir, the people who are working there, they have a mind block in a sir. When they,
Nahin, sir,
we all know that they.
Sir, you should have a session with them, sir. All of them are IT buffs, Accenture. They are all working. They are all educated. If you address them, they will be able to overcome this.
We'll educate, madam. First we'll
Your
educate.
commissioner had raised one more issue regarding that pulse oximeter. So I think that's not we have been receiving this information from many places. Many people are using that. So you can use that and you can procure them also. We have given
Sure,
enough
sir.
money to Karnataka and every state in the National Health Mission. You can procure as many as you want. There is no problem about that issue.
Okay,
So
sir.
you can use that pulse oximeter. At whatever level you want to use it, you can use it. So, Dr.
Sure, sir.
Sudhakar, once again, thank you and all your colleagues for everything that you are doing, and once again, congratulations for the good work that
Thank
you are
you.
doing. Keep us well
Thanks
informed
a lot,
about
sir.
your activities.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot, sir.
Namaste.
Namaskar.